So welcome to episode 8 of the Phil Marriott and Katherine Ellis podcast.
Thank you, Phil. Welcome to you too.
I was going to do a singing intro, but I decided against it because I'm not the professional singer.
Well,
you are, obviously.
Well, I am actually here, so it's silly not to use me.
It really is you. You're really here.
I'm really here. It's really me. I'm really here with you, Phil.
I wish we could do a whole podcast in that style.
Maybe we should.
I think we should. Maybe for
Let's
the next one.
write a musical now.
Get a campaign going. Are you up for it, listeners? Do you want us to do it in theatre
Get them all in it.
So we've got a very exciting show coming up. We have got somebody that you know that I didn't actually know until we met him recently, Clifford Slapper.
Clifford Slapper, real name.
Best name ever. It is his real name, isn't it?
It's genuinely
It's
his
not his
real name.
showbiz name.
No, but he has turned it into his showbiz name. He ran a club called Slappers for many years,
Brilliant.
which featured various talented souls performing.
So how did you know him before we actually play out the interview?
Okay, well, I met him in the very late 80s at what was then the Milk Bar, which was a little club next to where the Astoria used to be.
I thought you were far too young to remember the 80s.
Oh, well, I was a child at the time. Snuck in a
Embryonic.
handbag. I wasn't supposed to be there. But it was this performance party called Singers, which I've mentioned before. And Clifford was one of the pianists that used to come down. So I've met him then and known him for all that time.
Fabulous. And he's just written a book about David Bowie's pianist.
Don't you think it's fascinating when you've known people for a really long time just to see what a person does in their life?
I know. It's almost like they've got a box and they take the lid off and you see all these presents inside. That's not really a good analogy, is it?
I like it. No, I think it's all right. It's as good as
like a Jack in the Box that pops out. Yeah. We've also got, alongside that interview with Clifford, we've got a chat with Kerri Watt, who's a singer-songwriter who's been touring with the Stereo Kicks. She's got a new EP out, so we'll play a track from that as well. Meet the Manager, another chat with Stewie.
Yes. Goodness knows what he's going to say this time.
Look like you're on the verge of firing him again.
Ugh, always.
And your husband.
Yes, him.
The love of your life. Not always, though, is he? When he's tormenting you.
He's always the love of my life.
Okay.
But
I take that back then.
I
Max,
will
if you're
tell
listening.
you something that he has done to further irritate me in his capacity as Driving Miss Diva.
Yeah. And that's bad enough.
Team Rock, which is his preferred radio station, is coming off DAB. But he's discovered, Phil, that he can listen to it on his phone. And the other day he was actually walking around the house with it coming out of his phone. And he came up here into my sanctum, because we're actually in my studio today, not downstairs. With this bloody... I said, is there a reason why there's rock blaring out of your phone? Because he'd come up to... I mean, admittedly, he'd come up to fix something for me.
And invade your space with his
like,
dirge.
yes, I'm listening to Team Rock on my phone. I was like, oh, saints preserve us.
Nothing is
Bad
sacred.
enough it's in the car and the kitchen. Now it's on the phone. I said, you're like the crocodile that swallowed the clock.
So we will have another treat from Max with Driving Miss Diva. He's been out on the road with the Diva and tormenting you with another delightful tune.
Yes.
Lots of new music as well. And, of course, there are ways that you can actually contact us, because we are going to give quite a few people a shout-out on this show.
We are.
Because we love getting your tweets and your Facebook messages and your presents.
Yes. Well, my friend Emma, she's got a dog, and I usually walk her dog with her once a week, and she's a very good friend, Emma Lynch. Hello, Emma. Shout out to Emma. But, she gives me great feedback on our podcast. I said, you should post it.
Yeah.
Because it's really nice to actually know what people are thinking.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Come on. Be out there.
Get out there.
Be full on.
Yes.
Embrace your courageousness.
But if you've actually got something unpleasant to say, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, shut the up.
Yeah, off.
So we've got a few people, very special people to say hello to.
We have. I'd like to say hiya to Ian Mitchell, helping my lovely friend Sarah Ratty and boyfriend Davey down in Brighton with the decorating.
Oh, they sent a picture on Facebook,
They
on our
did.
Facebook page. I love
Yes.
this, because they're doing the decorating. They're doing it properly, because they've got lots of plastic everywhere.
Yes.
When I do decorating, I don't bother with all that. I'll
Oh,
just get
God.
paint splashes
We're
everywhere.
just decorating Gulliver's room.
Yeah,
And
it's a
we
nightmare.
got the stuff, and I went in, and Max had just started painting. I said, but you haven't put the dust sheet down. You haven't taken the pictures. What are you doing? And then
that would have been me.
He just carries on, and I have to sort of panic, and then everybody is really mean to me. God, Mum, you're always shouting. You get so stressed. She's like, yeah, I don't want to ruin the carpet.
You don't want blobs everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
But I love this picture because is that Sarah that's on the
Yes,
worktop?
yes.
I mean, my mum would have a fit with that. She would get your feet off of that worktop. I'll prepare food on there. And she's kind of doing a dance there. She's got one leg cocked out to the right.
Yeah, she's a diva.
She is doing that diva pose. So you got a competition.
Oh.
But has she got food in her hand, or is that a roller?
I can't tell.
I think it might be a paintbrush.
Yes, it is a paintbrush. I don't think you really want to be eating while you're painting, do
But
you?
Davey does actually look a bit like Robert Smith because he's in silhouette form.
He is
and all
in
you can see is the
silhouette
hair. It looks like
What's he
an afro,
holding? Because it looks like a skateboard. I don't believe he's doing anything.
Yeah, he's got a skateboard in one hand, a roller in the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he's going skating with.
Maybe
his roller.
the wall out of shot is curved.
Be a quick way to do the decorating, wouldn't it? So we've got Daniel as well. Who's Daniel? Daniel, you know Daniel.
Or Daniel Garnier.
Daniel Garnier.
Well, yes. He's. I met him. Well, I met him virtually, and then when I went to Australia a few years back, he emailed me privately and said, "Do you want? I'll see if I can get you upgraded," because he, at that time anyway, worked for the airlines. And he actually got me and two people I was working with upgraded to first class on New Zealand Air, which was amazing because we'd had hardly any sleep.
That's what you need when you're a touring diva.
It was Kid Cream and, can't think. They were very impressed. They were like, what?
It's fabulous.
Nice,
yeah, it's very nice treatment. And he's shouting as well. We asked.
He is.
If you wanted to.
So shout out,
wanted to
Daniel.
Shout out, we'll give you a shout out. He is shouting here in capital letters. Might be a little bit aggressive if you write in caps.
He's lovely. He's lovely.
But we want to say thank you. Thank you for sending us all your messages. Yes. Keep them coming in. You can do it via twitter.com/PMKEpodcast. Do it on Facebook. Have a look for us with the same name there as well. And on Instagram.
PMKE.
It's the jingle. I love it how we haven't actually got any professional jingles produced.
What are you saying,
done on the spot. No, they're professional, but they're just not really previously produced. They're
keep digging.
Of the moment, aren't they? It's the brand new single from Above and Beyond featuring Zoe Johnston. I saw them at the Brixton Academy a few weeks ago. They were just sublime. You know when you go and see a gig and everything is full on, like they had big visual backdrops. They had really aggressive dance beyond, because obviously they're very full on, aren't they, Above and Beyond, and quite chancy as well, but they were just brilliant, really good. And they had lots of people's names on the intro when they came on. A really nice way of going into a gig was hello Brixton or hello London, we are Above and Beyond, and it was kind of the letters were coming up bit by bit, so it kind of gained momentum. It had this big exciting intro, and then lots of people's names were like almost like Star Wars when they have the text going into the distance. And they had all these people's names just flying into the background. It's brilliant. Cool. Really good. I'm not really selling it, but there you go. That's my bit for Above and Beyond.
Well, I'm sorry I missed it.
Was that your phone?
It might have been my phone. It wasn't my arse, if that's what you're inferring. I will tell you, though, Phil, whether you're interested or not, that I went to the theatre recently. And
I am interested.
It wasn't a comedy, Phil. It's called Beautiful, and it's the story of Carole King.
We were going to go and see this a few weeks ago together, weren't we? But we didn't. Why didn't we?
Oh, I don't know. We were so busy. But actually, my our friend Rita Campbell, hashtag titty boxing. Her husband Alistair White is in the band, so he was able to get Emma and I some cut price tickets, which was very kind.
Lovely.
Thank you very, very much indeed. And in fact, Emma bought them as a treat, so it didn't cost me anything.
Have you noticed how already on this podcast, and we're at the early stages, we've talked about your upgrade on your flight and now freebie
free
tickets.
Ticket. Well,
we're slightly desperate, aren't we?
But there's got to be some perks to being,
fabulous.
Well, yes. Anyway, yes, beautiful Carole King.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Carole King is a songwriter. She's written many songs that you know, such as The Locomotion, Natural Woman, It Might As Well Rain Until September, which she actually, I'll turn that off in a minute. She actually wrote at the age of 16, would you believe?
What's the really famous album? What's her most well-known album?
Yes, and then in her
Tapestry,
early
isn't it?
30s, she made an album called Tapestry,
Yeah.
having never been an artist or thought of being an artist, because she had all these songs and she couldn't think who could sing them. And then she was like, oh. And it coincided with her splitting up with Jerry Goffin, who she had 2 children with. And so it's a brilliant musical. And the girl that plays her, Katie Braidman, is absolutely amazing. She really sounds like her. It's fantastic. And even though it's just singing songs, it just doesn't feel like too much. And the music is great.
Oh, is it one of those musicals where there isn't a lot of dialogue? I suppose the songs do tell the story, don't they?
Well, not really. The story is more... I mean, the story's more kind of like just kind of how she made it or what her break was, and then she actually meets Jerry Goffin at the publishing house that she's working at, and he becomes her co-writer, and she gets pregnant quite young, and then they have a family, but it kind of doesn't work out, although they remain friends. So there's not much of a story in that sense, although it is heartfelt. And when she does leave him, you feel, you're like, yes, go on, Carole, because he's not a bastard as such, but he keeps having affairs. But then again, they were very young when they got together. They probably wouldn't have done had they not conceived, as so many couples in the 60s did.
Yeah. I don't really know much about Carole King at all.
But the music is so brilliant. There's just the songs that she's written. And then her co-writers or other writers that were in the same stable, they had a load of songs as well that you'll recognise. So the music is just very, it's very well done. And yeah, so I would recommend that. It's at the Aldwych Theatre.
In London. And it's still actually on, isn't it, now?
Yeah.
Because a lot of musicals, some, sadly, are quite short-lived. But this actually opened, 6 months ago? Is it that long? Maybe not that long, 3 months back.
I actually don't know, Phil.
Okay.
But I think at the time that people will be listening to this, it will still be on. So if you're
That's
thinking,
all we need to know, isn't
shall
it?
I go and see it? I would say yes. Go and see it. It's really good.
Right, we have more theatre reviews, of course, on the next episode. But for this one, we've got to say a few more shout-outs and say hello to a few more people. Hello to Kip. I'm going to try and pronounce the surname.
Jankowski, I think.
Jankowski, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a picture from our last episode of you with your... Well, it does look a bit Silence of the Lambs, because Kip has said that your expression is great. It's a fabulous expression. But it's kind of Silence of the Lambs style. You've got this implement, haven't you, that you're about to prod somebody with or inject something.
Yes, well, it was Metal Max, wasn't it? It was apprehended by Inspector Diva.
And Alan, who's Alan Rolfe, says, poor Max, what did he do wrong? I think I'll leave that for you to give the answer.
Well,
perhaps.
I don't actually know what he did. He just sort of generally needed taking in hand.
I think it was the music, wasn't it?
It was the music. Was it the music?
I think he was torturing you with some loud, growly,
right,
aggressive
well, there you go,
music.
then.
So
You
there's
see, I
your
was
answer.
so traumatised I can't even remember.
It's a damaging effect. That's going to scar you for life, isn't it? Paul Harper as well in London. It looks like Catherine's strap-on is losing interest.
Yes, thank you. That was a fold of my dress. I can see what you mean.
It was a bit floppy, wasn't it?
You know, is that really your only comment? All the effort that we went to produce that image, and you just look for something, vaguely rude.
I think Paul could be the naughty schoolboy and you could be the headmistress with the whip. Tell him off.
Is that what you'd like to happen, Phil? Is it, Phil? Is it? Play with the toy!
We've got Max on the way talking to the devil after he's made us a cup of tea. Actually, do you want to...
Yeah, well, I'll text
do you
for
want to get
tea.
requested?
Because we're at the top of the house. I think I have to text for tea from the top of the house.
We need to get a picture online. In fact, by the time this podcast goes online, there
Tea
will be a
cold.
picture and the tea will be cold. So get your request in. Go on. What are you going to text him? How are you going to do it?
Hang on.
You know when you send emails or text to somebody and you have to be kind of a bit nice and smiley if you want to get something in return. Do you ever send an email like that?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was reading a text from Judy Zook. What?
Well, I've got into the habit of, I think it's because I'm quite professional. I like to be quite professional.
Yes.
If I send an email that might sound a little bit demanding, like recently I noticed that one of my remixes with Rich B was spelt wrong. My name was 1R. And I'm thinking,
my
don't you know
God.
that I'm actually called Double R Double T? I mean, is
Yeah.
this not common
Hello?
knowledge? The Diva's given me this name for a reason.
Minions.
And I sent a request off to the record label saying, can you change? Because iTunes got back to me saying you need to contact the record label. So contacted the record label, who were very lovely. But as I sent the email, I thought, how do I word this? Do I word this as, please, just quite directly, please change that? Because I think that comes across as quite bolshy and quite rude. But
you
I
need
wasn't.
a Stewie. You see, this is where Stewie is very useful, because then it's not me, it's on my behalf.
But I do try and fluff it up a little bit.
Well, this is what I do.
Because I don't want it sounding rude.
I write what I want to say first. Then I go back and fill in all the, dear son, how are you?
All the smiley bits. Yeah.
Because if you are
talk.
actually really quite annoyed, you kind of have to get that off your chest first and then smooth it off. That's what I do.
That's a diva tip. So back to your text.
Right.
Come on, sort it out.
Do you know what? I've actually found this fantastic function on my phone, which probably everyone else has known about for a million trillion
Is it
years.
a generic
No, look, I'm going to do it
catchphrase?
now. No. Hang on. Oh, I feel like a granny now. Hold on a minute. Right, so, message. Hi, Max, comma. Please, can we have a cup of tea up here in the attic? Question mark. X. There you go. And that has written down what I said.
That is.
And now I've sent it.
That's the height of laziness, isn't it? I love it.
Well, it's actually quick. And when you're in the park and you get a complicated email, you can keep on walking whilst dictating your reply, I've discovered.
It's another diva tip, isn't it?
I love it.
Brilliant. Right, we've got more tips on the way, I'm sure, throughout the podcast.
Yes.
But first, this is the new one from Tuvalu. That is her
it
real
says
name.
right, oh, miss.
There you go. That was direct, wasn't it? Literally 5 seconds after you sent it. He's
Very
on
quick.
the case. You've got a
He's
great
on the
husband
case.
there.
I have.
He's a keeper, that one.
He is 17 years, man and boy.
So my guest today is a lovely singer and songwriter who's got a new EP out soon, which we're about to play a track from called You. It's the lovely Kerri Watt. Hello, Kerri.
Hello. Hi. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Now you're actually in Newcastle. I'm speaking to you because you're playing there tonight, aren't you? Actually.
I am. Yeah, I just arrived. I was playing in Aberdeen last night, and then I had to stop off back at my family's house in Glasgow, and I just arrived in Newcastle, where I'm playing with the Stereo Kicks tonight.
Excellent. How exciting. And just not to confuse all our listeners, because obviously this is a pre-recorded interview. It's going out on the Sunday, but this was recorded on the Thursday. So you have already played that gig, but there are plenty more coming up.
I have. It was a really good one as well.
I love it. Now, I've got to say, I was a tad concerned by your video. I checked out. It's a video which was shot in one of my favourite places, Barcelona. That was the track You. I was concerned because it's a very dramatic and beautiful video, but you're kind of going through a maze, and I've always thought that mazes were a bad idea, but luckily you had the film crew with you, obviously, so you couldn't get lost. You couldn't take a dodgy corner.
Yeah, they helped me find my way out. I don't know where I would have been if they hadn't been there, but that was kind of the whole point. I was there with them.
Yeah. So you got out all right. Have you ever done one of those on your own? I've never done a maze. I've always wanted to, though.
Yeah, maybe in a theme park I have. I can't think where, but I have visions of me doing one somewhere.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I love the track, and we've got the remix coming up later, but it is out on the 27th of April. It's been released by Gary Powell as well, isn't it, from the Libertines on his label?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I met him last year. He came and he watched me play a gig, and we spoke after and got on really well, and he really liked what I was doing and kind of, offered me to get involved with his record label. So this will be my second EP that I've released with him.
That's great. And it's a really nice endorsement, isn't it, coming from somebody like that?
Yeah, I think, coming out as a brand new artist to be associated with someone that people already know and who has, a lot of credibility is really, really cool.
Yeah, definitely. The mix that we're going to play, obviously we're a dance station at Gadio, so the mix is the Oliver Nelson mix, which I've got to say is really cool. It's a really cool rework, isn't it? Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I was just blown away by it. We got in contact with Oliver Nelson. Obviously, he mainly does established artists, so it was kind of a bit of a long shot, but he said that he loved the track and, he wanted to do something with it. And when I got sent it, I was just like, wow, like I had no idea, how it was going to sound. So I'm really happy with it.
And it kind of, I think it's quite flattering to the original as well, because it's quite a laid-back kind of funky, cool mix, isn't it? As opposed to a completely different sounding EDM type, banging, nosebleed techno kind of mix.
Yeah,
It's not...
I think the thing that most people have said they like about it so much, who also know the original, is that it pretty much keeps my vocal straight through. It's not like a remix where it's taking parts, little lines here and there, and not including all the vocal that's in the song. It's all in there.
Yeah, and he hasn't time stretched the vocal to make you sound like Minnie Mouse either.
No. In
We don't
fact,
want
I
that.
actually, no. I think whatever he did, the way he's treated the vocals sound really kind of clear, or maybe it's what he's got going on underneath. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with it.
So what are you like generally with mixes? Are you a clubbing sort of girl as well? Do you go clubbing?
I have done in the past, obviously, but now I just love gigs. I just want to go and watch live music all the time. But I did spend a fair few of my teenage years at GAY in London about 3 times a week.
I was just going to ask you if you ever went, not just to GAY, but just gay clubs in general, because obviously,
Oh yeah, well
I
went to a dance college. That was kind of where I started out. So yeah, I had lots of friends that we would go everywhere all the time, traveling to London. It was out in Surrey where I studied.
Amazing. And I guess you're too busy to go clubbing anyway, aren't you?
Well, it's hard. It's tiring because I'm just constantly gigging. And so by the time you finish a show and get out, it's after 11, half 11, and I usually haven't eaten by that point, and then you want to go get some food, and then like tonight I still haven't checked into where I'm staying tonight, so I have to go and do that. But no, I like to do it when I have the time and the energy.
Yeah. Now, you've supported Nina Nesbitt, who we've interviewed on this show. You've also supported Ward Thomas as well. Great.
Yeah.
Headlining in Scotland. What kind of touring artist are you? Are you a TV through the hotel window kind of artist, or a chamomile in bed with his slippers just before bedtime?
I was having a bit of a laugh because on the first night of the Stereo Kicks last week, I was just so excited to be like on a tour again, because the last tour I did was with Nina before Christmas. And I like jumped up onto this leather sofa in my dressing room and grabbed this standing lamp, like as if it was a microphone, and the bulb just flew out of it and shattered right across the room. And that was me in the building for like 2 minutes.
That's close to throwing the TV out the window.
Yeah, but that's probably about as rock and roll as I've got so far. But I'll keep you posted.
I love it. Yeah, we want an update on that the next time we speak to you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could go one better than that. But it sounds pretty good. It's good stuff. Yeah. Now we know that Madonna is one of your heroes. Well, like many people, obviously very influential. Yeah. We've got a Madge Scruples game for you. And I've got a question for you. You need to answer as honestly as you can, Kerri, if that's all right.
Okay.
Shall we go for it?
I'm ready.
Brace yourself. Now, Madonna's approached you for a collaboration. She's going to agree to work with you, but on the condition, the one condition, that Jedward have got to be on backing vocals. Would you accept?
Okay. Would people have to know that they were on the backing vocals?
Yeah, I guess it would leak, wouldn't it, if people...
So it would be Madonna, myself...
And Jedward, yeah. In the video, too.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah, I had to actually ask that very carefully because I didn't actually know if you knew Jedward.
Oh, right. I don't.
But you would accept. Well, you can't just say no to Madonna anyway, can you? You've got to accept whatever she offers you.
That would be really interesting, though, if she did come to me with that offer. I would think I'd be quite surprised.
Well, to be completely honest, she'd probably ask for the collaboration without Jedward anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And then I'd definitely say yes.
There you go. Are you going to be seeing her when she's touring at the end of the year?
I hope so. I don't have tickets, but I'm kind of hoping that someone might get me them for my birthday.
Yes, I'm sure someone's listening. Nice little hint there.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, you're relatively new on the music scene. This is the second EP, like you said. Have you learnt quite a lot in a short space of time that you've been a singer and songwriter?
Yeah, I think just I kind of just threw myself into it. You know, I did like one open mic and I was like, well, that's it. I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to be an artist. And so, since then I've just been kind of touring nonstop, playing gigs as much as I can. And I've done a lot of collaborative songwriting, working with other writers and other artists. So I think, yeah, just throwing yourself in at the deep end. I've just learned so much in the last year and a half.
Is there anyone in particular that you've learnt from? Not just singers that you admire, but people that you've worked with?
A guy that comes to mind, he's an artist called Billy Lockett, and he was the other support on the Nina Nesbitt tour. And he's done loads of tours. And in terms of touring and selling yourself and kind of finding an identity, he had loads of really good advice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you. Where are you going to be playing? Are you one of these artists that can remember where you're scheduled to be appearing? Because I know so many people that not just friends, but people that I've interviewed that are like, I haven't got a clue where we're going. It's a bit crazy. It's a bit of a whirlwind, isn't it?
I do. I know. Well, I'm finishing this week with the Stereo Kicks. Next week, I'm supporting Mike and the Mechanics in Cambridge.
Excellent.
And then, I was with them last night in Aberdeen. Have to say, it was probably the coolest gig I've ever played. It was just packed, and it was awesome.
Are those guys party animals? Because they've been doing it a long time, haven't they, Mike and the Mechanics?
Yeah, they had some wine and beers in their dressing room, but I had a long drive back last night, so I didn't stick around. And to be honest, they're in week 9, I think, of their tour.
Yeah.
So I don't think they stuck around for long after. But next week, maybe, because we're closer to home, I'll be staying in London that night.
I guess it all comes at the end of the tour because you can celebrate then as well. Because I suppose if you're getting up early to sound check and you're doing all that work, you don't want to be hungover anyway, do you?
Exactly. There's radio during the day, and then there's sound check early and checking in places, and there's a lot to get done during the day.
Do you enjoy all that, all the promotion stuff that comes with it? Because there are a lot of people
it's so
that don't.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had too much of it yet to, really say, but I mean, I'm enjoying our chat. I like talking to new people and meeting new people all the time, so yeah.
You could come again, Kerri Watt. Listen, good luck with the EP. It's coming out on the 27th of April, and we're obviously supporting the track as well. If anyone wants to check out more information about where you're playing, it's kerriwatt.com, isn't it, your website?
Yeah, it's KerriWatt.
And all the best with the gigs and the EP
Thank
as
you.
well, and we'll speak to you soon. Thanks for coming on, Kerri.
Thank you so much for calling.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.
So the Oliver Nelson mix of You from our guest, Kerri Watt. And that leads me quite nicely to Metal Max.
Yes, Driving Miss Diva, innit?
Max Ellis is here
Hi.
after taking photos of us earlier.
I'm so knackered. It's just like, it was an exhausting thing because everybody was slightly, obviously they're a little bit risque.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, they are a little bit because we're not actually revealing too many details about that yet because it's for the next episode, which is coming up in a couple of weeks.
To say it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, very risque. Very adult certificate, I think.
And I
needs a stamp on there.
I was quite into the idea, actually, warm to my part as the sort of porno director.
Yeah, well, it was a bit, wasn't it? At some point, it was. I felt, where's this going?
It's going too far.
Yeah, because I thought we were going to take our clothes off and have an orgy.
But Phil, you don't have to take your clothes off to have a good time.
Thank goodness. That's a song, isn't it?
It is.
Jermaine Stewart.
I don't know.
Somebody from the 80s.
It's not Driving Miss Diva.
We're showing up. No, it's not. Certainly not. We will talk about that in a moment. But first, there is a reason why you're including this track, I think.
There is.
Because we both went to something recently.
We did, record store day, which you may have seen queues of people standing outside.
It's insane, isn't it?
It is insane. And I've walked past them before and thought, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you bothering?
Yeah.
And I reckon there's a feeling, after having done it myself, there is a feeling that you're being a bit of a twat. And you're being a bit of a geek. Yeah. And this is people come up and ask you, what are you queuing for?
Oh, you're going to lead me on to something. Okay. In just a moment, remind me in a couple of minutes, because I've got to tell you, I got a bit arsey with somebody who walked past and asked what I was doing. Because I got quite heated. Like, we were literally just before the front of the shop.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you now. Yeah,
tell me.
And this old guy walked past me and said, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? And I thought he meant... because I was looking through my list of records that I was going to buy. I thought he was after the albums that I was after, and I didn't want him pinching my Susie and the Banshees album. So I just turned round and was a bit grumpy and went, that's for me to know. And just looked round and carried on looking at my list. Because how dare you? You're very nosy.
No, I think that's probably the attitude. I think the trick is not to tell anybody what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because that might trick a few people into actually queuing up as well.
And jumping on the bandwagon.
When you say we're queuing up to buy records, and they go, "Why are you doing that? Do you not? You've not heard of iTunes?
Yeah.
Is it not? Do they not sell them on Amazon? You know?" And you do feel a bit stupid, but at the end of the day, having done it and queued up, and I thought I was actually going to die.
Hypothermia.
Well, hypothermia, and also because I got there at 7:30 because I thought, it opens at 8 a.m.
Yeah, we got there at the same time.
Early. It's got to be early enough.
A different record shop.
Yeah, a different record shop, and we just thought that's got to be early enough. How long can people queue for? Why would they do that? But I got there, and there were people been there all night.
Oh, it's insane! They do camp overnight. Yeah.
And I was thinking, this is mad. And and I got to the back of the queue and thought, well, obviously it's going to move pretty fast because, they're going to get in and out and it's going to be easy. And I waited for over an hour and nothing happened. No. It was like after
You don't even move, do you?
No, it was after 8 and it still said I was 80 metres from anywhere.
We never even had that where we were.
Markers. It was like there were it was like waiting for those rides at Disney where they tell you, you're 4 hours from the front of the queue, and you think, oh god.
Well, we went to Soho and we didn't have the warnings of how long it was going to be to go.
Help.
But we could tell that because it was 2 blocks and round the corner at where we started. If you were walking it would have taken 30 seconds to get to the record shop. But obviously, if you're in a queue, and I think it took probably 6 hours for us to get inside the shop.
And nobody spoke to anybody else.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't anybody talking. It was like a proper British queue. Nobody talking. And everybody, no one making eye contact for 6 hours. And I was hungry and thirsty. And not really water and food. I thought we'd be back home by 9.
It was like going to a music festival, wasn't it? And slumming it.
Almost worse.
Yeah, because you didn't have any entertainment.
And there was no drunk people to look at.
Well, we had a stage been erected, and bands were going to play there. Some really good bands, like Two Bears were going to be there, and it's really good bands. But then I looked at the list, there was a little advert for it on a flyer. The bands don't start until 2 p.m, and obviously we'd been there from 8 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning.
Why would they do that?
So
That's bad planning.
We'd got into the shop and gone home by the time that they'd got on stage. That kind of defeated the object, really. But a great event, though. I mean, I got so excited waiting to see.
But it is exciting. But do you think that 90% of those people, 99% of people, are just buying a record they've already got?
Well, they're going to flog them on eBay, aren't they?
Well, I guess so. But it's also like I think everything I bought, I've already got. Apart from I bought the Stephen Hawking sort of track as well, which was really fun. And Gulliver loves that one. But I kind of went there to get one album, and then
how many did you get?
10. Yeah, something like that.
So you spent, I'm just trying to work it out now, you probably spent about
my store was
500?
Much cheaper than yours. No, because my store was much cheaper than yours.
Oh yeah, it was, mine was quite expensive.
I was surprised that they weren't. I thought the prices would be fairly even, but obviously a store can charge what they want.
Yeah.
But mine were, on average, I'd say like £6-7 cheaper.
Oh, I'm gutted because my friend who got the same album as me, well, one of the albums I got, Susie and the Banshees, Join Hands, it only is, original artwork which didn't get released at the time, so it's made it even more special. It wasn't just the normal album. Well, to be honest, I think they're available everywhere now. I don't think they're as rare as people thought they were going to be.
No, I think that's the thing. You do get sort of fished into the whole.
And you can see them all over eBay. I mean, I think I paid 30 quid or 28 quid, and my friend bought it for, I don't know, 17 or something. I know it's not a lot,
but he
less,
didn't queue for it. He didn't
have to queue. He ordered it, but he pre-ordered it somewhere. I don't even know how he did it, because that's the thing with record store day. They're saying you can't pre-order stuff.
Fuck them.
You have to go there and buy, and you obviously queue for 6 hours in the cold.
I'm never doing that again.
And nearly die with hypothermia.
One of the records I bought that I've already owned, I think probably 3 times now, because I've got the original vinyl version of Nevermind the Bollocks. I think I've got a cassette version of it somewhere, which is, before I had a record player.
Blimey, you're going back, yeah.
I know, and this was a picture disc of, which I was not going to, I had no intention of buying this, and it was just there, and I think there were 2 copies left. Oh, it's rare, it's ultra rare, I've got to get it. It was like, and there were so many things that I could have bought. It was just like awful.
So have you opened the cellophane?
Oh God, yeah, I'm not the one of those people. I just opened it, stick it straight on.
I said to you when we went to Vin's Night In that obviously this was after Record Store Day. Was it on Record Store Day? I think it was, wasn't it, on the same day? I said that I wasn't going to open the cellophane because I wanted it mint condition. I opened it. I had to open it. I wanted to see the gatefold. I wanted to see the sleeve notes. I wanted to smell it. And it wasn't actually colour vinyl. I thought it was going to be a colour vinyl, but it wasn't. It was just normal vinyl. So
no, that's really... it's
a bit disappointing.
really disappointing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if there's no etching or colour on vinyl, I get quite angry.
We're a bit sad, aren't we, with our records?
Really sad.
So you got one track that you're
Yeah.
tormenting the diva with. I'm guessing that she probably would like this, actually, if it's the Sex
As
Pistols.
I've said before, she doesn't like anything that's too loud.
She's a bit of an aggressive punk, let's face it.
Well, I don't know. She's
Has a
really
moment.
Pistols fan.
No.
I think she probably, obviously it's got a bit of history. She's heard it before, so she knows the words, so she can kind of sing along. And this isn't. I mean, I actually haven't chosen a very. Normally, I just chose the most offensive song off.
Well,
the
the title doesn't scream offensive, does it? It doesn't scream.
But I
noisy.
I think it's just a good song. I mean, I love all the tracks are great. It is a great. I mean, it changed my life, completely. And I remember it coming out and getting it. I didn't get it straight away because my mum would have been angry. Well, she probably wouldn't have been angry, but I would have felt guilty or something. She'd found it.
That's not a very punk attitude, though, is it?
I was
Most
quite young.
punks wouldn't care what the parents thought.
No, well, I didn't. She was.
No, you're very sensible.
I remember looking through my records. And, why have they got such horrible names? Or the Stranglers, the Clash,
Dead
Give them enough
Kennedys.
rope. What's that about? Yeah, and all those sort of horrible bands. But the Sex Pistols obviously were the most horrible band because everyone knew they were horrible.
Yeah.
They got people that killed people on drugs.
Yeah.
All the songs about swearing. They swore in things.
And they had
green teeth.
The Great Train Robber
in
the film as well.
It's so
Rodney
genuine.
Biggs in there.
It still is. I mean, it's kind of almost nowadays you wouldn't get away with that. They wouldn't be able to do that. It's got more restrictive now. If anything, people are more scared to do. I mean, having a Nazi, someone dressed up as Martin Bormann in a video and Nazi propaganda. No one could do that now.
I know.
They would not be able to do it.
They weren't very politically correct at all,
were
were
that
they?
was the point.
Yeah.
But you can't do that nowadays. If you did anything, I mean, obviously it's not a good idea to dress up as a Nazi. But they did it all. They didn't care. No, but it was a part of the fun, which is just amazing now. It does seem sort of.
It's funny how times change,
it is,
isn't it?
But you think things have got more kind of accepting and more progressive, but in a way that they kind of haven't.
So what is the song from the album, from the Sex Pistols?
Holidays in the Sun.
Holidays in the Sun.
Starts out with the old Nazis foot stomping at the beginning.
I've actually forgotten what Holiday in the Sun is. I haven't actually been on one for quite a few years.
For months.
Well, I haven't had a holiday either. Been doing the podcast, which is a holiday in itself.
It is. It's just one long holiday.
It is.
But I like the way that it's kind of. It's sort of mocking, and I like the way that the Nevermind the Box is kind of like a Bible for punks. It's got all the things. It tells you what to think about everything, relationships, but large companies, corporate selling, everything's all covered there. So if you kind of read through it and listen to the lyrics, you actually know what to do. It's like a do-it-yourself punk kit.
Fabulous. I think you should introduce it.
Well, let's have some Holidays in the Sun by the Sex Pistols.
So this episode's Driving Miss Diva tune. Thank you very much, Max, both for the tune and for the cup of tea. Gratefully received.
Thank you, Max.
It's a massive mug.
These were bought by my mother's boyfriend, Jerry, in Barbados.
They're huge. They're probably 3 times the size of a normal mug. They're actually the size of your face. Well, not both of them.
Exaggeration.
Just the
You
one.
know when things are sort of closer to you than my face, they appear bigger.
Thanks for that.
Small.
School Mum Ellis.
Far away.
Right, we are on to a review for this episode.
A review!
A review from you and from me, because I have to review your performance.
Oh, good heavens. So we are reviewing Vin's Night In at the Hospital Club, which is a monthly event.
It is. For anyone who doesn't know, Vin actually is, he's a very good friend of mine and yours now.
Yes, my new friend.
Who runs a monthly night at the Hospital Club, which is a members club in London. Very nice club.
Covent Garden.
In Covent Garden. And it's a showcase. Vin is a singer and songwriter as well. He performs at the start of the night, but he hosts the event as well. And he gets, a lot of these people are friends of his as well, but they're very talented musicians. A lot are unsigned.
It's mainly up and coming, isn't it?
It's mainly
That's
up and coming
thing,
acts, but he has had some big names there. We'll go on to one in a moment.
Oh, yeah.
Who's a very well-known name. But he invited you, didn't he, to perform?
He did. I not only got to perform and review the night, but I was also his glamorous assistant.
You were.
Giving out the prizes at the end of the night. And I, in fact, won a prize myself, a fabulous Elaine Page album
Yeah.
from the charity shop.
Just proving that not all the prizes are great. No, sorry, not all the prizes are terrible, because I got a bit of a ticking off the last time, because it did actually say that a lot of it was old toot, which actually is not. It's not factual.
But there's a kind of
It's not correct.
kitsch theme, isn't there? Because he's got wallpaper, original kind of 70s wallpaper hanging
Yeah.
up at the back with
And his
ducks.
nan. There's a picture of his
geese
nan.
flying in, his nan in her glasses and
That's
tea.
tilted. It's,
Yeah.
For OCD people, is not great, because obviously they want to
So
put
the
it straight.
the old LPs, and there was a feather duster was one of the prizes, and what have you, that are in theme.
Yeah.
Because during the night, the audience are invited to draw pictures of the performers with pencils and paper which are provided.
Yeah.
And then all those appear on the Facebook page, and he picks his favourites and then get a few prizes. So that was really good fun.
Yeah, he has a celebrity judge who chooses
Yeah.
the best pictures. Who was it this time? Was it you?
It was...
No, you were the glamorous assistant.
No, I wasn't. I was the glamorous assistant. I think he chose them.
Yeah.
But no, I've never been before, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's a very, very nice club. Reasonably priced.
A couple of bottles of
Very
wine
few
we
bottles
had.
of wine. Emma Lynch came along. Max was there.
Yeah. We had a little table there.
Of course, Stewie had to be fired that night because 40 minutes before I was meant to be meeting him, having arranged about half an hour before that to meet him at Waterloo's. Oh, I've had a shower and I'm just really not feeling very well. Yeah, whatever.
I was going to text back saying, I think you might have put the shower on a bit too hot. If you come out the shower feeling a bit queer.
It's like, well, you were all right half an hour ago when you were asking me where to meet. Fired! So anyway, yeah, whatevs. Missed a great night.
Yeah, he did.
so-
I think he knows that now.
Well, won't get asked again. Or Lee. I'm going to fire Lee as well. I'm going to start firing Lee, his boyfriend now as well. But so there were lots of great performers on. There's a couple of comedians as well who were very funny. But
Yeah.
I think we both agree that our favourite performer was
The DJ.
a 50s. Well, the DJ Phil Marriott, obviously. No, you were great. I loved your set.
Well, yeah. You were prompted. Sorry, but I was hoping that you were
I
going to
was
say it
talking
right
about
at
the
the
show. I'm sorry, but you're not really part of the show as such, are you?
All right. Yeah, the end.
You're another section of the night.
That's very true. Yeah.
Thank you. Dug myself out of that one. Yeah, so our favourite, apart from obviously me, who was brilliant,
The
and you, who were
DJ.
fantastic. I was great. You know, were you? Yes. We were amazing. Obviously, we were the best. And without us, it would have been nothing. And actually, if we're not on, don't bother going. But our favourite person was this incredibly talented
Yeah.
girl.
I
of
know.
15.
She's either 15 or I think her Facebook page says she's 16, but I think
Only
she was introduced.
just.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Yeah.
her name is Natalie Shea, and she's been through the Brit School. She has won a lot of awards already, and she was amazing.
So confident, and just you can just tell. You know, when you're watching somebody, you can just tell it's natural as well. You can tell that she obviously writes her own material. I don't think it matters if you don't, but I think as a performer, I think you're more passionate about a song if you're singing it, knowing that you wrote it and there's a story behind it, etc., etc. And I think she
does
for
that
some
Ed
reason,
Sheeran thing, doesn't
just
she?
resonated with me completely, and I really felt I believed in her performance, and I've got to believe in a performance to really get it. I think.
Yeah, because I think if
a performer like that, I think there are different types of performer that you don't necessarily have to believe in as such on the same wavelength, but I did with her, and I thought she was amazing.
yeah, I thought she was brilliant.
And so young.
And she does that Ed Sheeran thing where she's got, I don't know what it's called, some newfangled piece of kit where you can press a button and layer up your harmonies on your vocals as you go along in the performance. So that was really brilliant.
I think Imogen
as well.
Heap uses one. Mind you, she uses everything, every bit of technical kit there is. She'll use it, but she does that. She kind of loops the same sounds as part of
But
it.
Natalie's on. You know, you can find her easily on Twitter and Facebook. So check her out. She's
I think
amazing.
it's Natalie Shea Music, and it's Natalie Natalie Shay. And I think we have got a track coming up actually. Follow You
Great.
Home. We've got music from her coming up. So you're here.
Coming up.
But we have to talk your performance. You have to talk about.
Oh yes, you were fabulous. Was I?
You were, can I just say, king crazy, as you so often are when you perform. What I love about it is that Max was taking pictures, and there's a picture that somebody else has taken, and you can see. Well, no, actually, Max has taken it. Max has taken the picture, and you can see Vin, who's obviously hosting the night, in the background. Because he always waits at the wall by the side of the stage, so obviously waits in the wings to go on and kind of baccano people, and he's there, and he's got. Well, I thought it was a look of fear on his face as he was watching you perform, but actually said he was mesmerised by your performance.
Well, I'm amazing, aren't I?
But you were quite. What's the word?
Well, I did actually get off
Edgy.
the stage, go into the stage, and I made this poor man get up. I go, get up! Touch me! Don't play with me! Touch me, man!
And you
very
were
funny.
You were very full on with the people. I mean, you were up close and personal.
They needed a bit of a shake up.
They did need a bit of a shake, because when you're sat at Vin's Night In, you're very comfortable.
It's like a
you've
lounge, isn't it?
You've got your own table, and you've got your people are waiting on you. The waiters and waitresses are coming out and feeding you, and there is a tendency to just relax so much that you don't. You're just watching everything, aren't you? Because you're relaxing.
I mean, I've only been once, so you'll have to tell me if it's, how it differs from week to week. But the week that we were there, it was mainly guitar-based, singer-songwritery kind of thing. So it was more a sort of listening rather than a participating in type of thing.
It usually is like that.
You're listening to the lyrics,
Yeah.
and you're, So I think probably the reason that mine stood out, apart from the fact that I'm amazing. So talented is that I was just like, you're boring me now, and just sort of went, and it was kind of like something.
Well, it was
different.
party stuff, wasn't it? Because obviously that's what you're known for producing dance tracks and singing on dance tracks, and it was very different to what they normally have there, because it is very acoustic and very folk based. A lot of it is folk based, and obviously they've got comedians there as well occasionally. But I don't think dance really is really promoted there at Vin's Night In.
Perhaps it should be.
But they love it, obviously.
Anyway,
they love it.
after the show, there was the most amazing DJ on, who I believe is on every month.
He is. Check him out on Facebook.
Yeah, check him out. He's actually all over the internet. He's very easy to find.
He's an internet whore.
And his name is spelt with a double R and a double
Smelt.
T.
Smelt. His name is Smelt.
His name is Smelt. Scratch and Sniff. Facebook page. Phil Marriott.
Yes, double R, double
I
T.
loved your set. You played
Did
a lot
you?
of like 80s, Tainted Love.
Yeah. Do you know what I did?
Blondie?
I did it a little bit deliberately, because I obviously knew from previous podcasts
Hanging
what
on
your
the
classic
telephone.
cuts were, the songs that you love.
I'm Every Woman.
So I threw a couple of those in. I thought, this will keep the diva on her toes. She won't be flagging and wanting to go home.
No, it was great.
And in the gutter.
And instead of using my Oyster card and it costing a £5, it cost 55 quid to get home. Thanks, Phil. So we had to get a bloody taxi.
Thank you, Vin.
And Emma was so pissed by that time that we actually had to get a cab because she couldn't, bless her, she doesn't get out much. So we had to drop her home with her feather duster that she'd won.
Yeah, I had that in my lapel at one point. I had it poking out my pocket in my jacket. It was a fun night. I mean, it always is, to be honest, because obviously if you get there early and it starts at 7, half 7 in the evening, and it ends after my DJ performance, which was great and fabulous.
Amazing.
By
Best
the way,
part,
you must come for that
bit, which
next
was
time.
brilliant.
It's about 2 in the morning when it all finishes.
Yeah.
So by that point, if you have been drinking, you're rat-arsed. You're a mess.
Yes. If you've been drinking solidly, every 10 minutes for 5 hours, then yes, you would be. So yeah, that's and I think great.
It was
good.
fabulous.
We all had a great time.
We all did. So
and we came home with
if you want to come
prizes.
along, you can't, because it's a members-only club.
No, but you
Sorry
can,
about
can't
that.
you? Because hasn't Vin got like a list of
Yeah,
people
well,
or something, or not?
He says, touching his nose, if you want to have a word with us, especially like through our Facebook page, through our portals,
Our portal.
Twitter, whatever it may be, then we might be able to invite you.
We might be able to invite you.
Yeah, so we've basically just made you listen to something that's fabulous that you can't go to. Anyway, never mind. Can't have everything.
Well, we have got a track for you if you did miss out on the last one, which you probably did because you can't come.
That's right, and you'll never hear because you won't be able to go in the future.
This is Natalie Shea, who we saw performing at Vin's Night In.
You'll never see.